here is the first excerpt from If Music Be the Food of Love, the preface. It is happening. She can feel it. Every day she inches closer toward the inevitable feeling, like a raindrop falling into an abyss of water, lost forever. She is her mother's daughter, at least in this way, and it looms like a dark cloud, waiting, down in the fabric of her bones and Jean deep. Now, in the book, each chapter rotates between 3 eras, beginning with May in chapter 1. The next reading is from that first chapter entitled The Natural. Knock, knock. She faintly hears 2 taps on the oversized solid oak door to her room from the main hallway. Raising her head slowly to peer at the man crossing the threshold, she attempts to recall his face. Like usual, her mind turns blank, but she smiles and waits. The tall man gracefully approaches to touch the back of her wheelchair. He grins before leaning down to steal a quick kiss from her wrinkled cheek, accompanied by a small hug, then sits on the cushioned chair at her side. Her head follows his figure, gradually finding his face and eyes. Good morning, May. I haven't heard one of your great stories in a while. Would you do me the honor today? The man speaks in a tender voice reminiscent of another era. May glances over his features, trying to decipher present attributes. That he is handsome is an understatement. The man is dressed in a deep brown suit over an ivory button-up shirt. His brown shoes are worn and needing polishing, though no one would ever notice as his face is unequivocally breathtaking. With piercing blue eyes gleaming underneath thick brows, to the sharp downward angle of his nose balancing a full set of perfectly sculpted lips, it is difficult to notice anything else about his clothing. You look like my husband. He has the same hair color. Really? The man displays a set of straight white teeth. Slightly delirious from the flawless face, she takes a moment to regain her thoughts and pans down to hide a subtle blush. With meticulous dedication to personal hygiene, May visits a salon regularly in the assisted living facility to freshen the large, soft curls in her hair. The pigment previously held a golden hue and now resembles a silvery gray with deep sapphire eyes behind plastic glasses. The staff helps May find a small portion of her jewelry, allowing for the half-inch gold necklace and matching bracelet to be worn daily. She fidgets with the zipper of her red sweatsuit jacket before looking up. My Henry and I were so in love. She takes in winded, shallow bits of air and gazes out the window, descending into her reflection of another time. He was always trying to speak with me, but I was busy taking care of other patients. Other patients? I was 17 years old when I graduated from high school. My parents knew I was bound for nursing school before I did. May pauses to catch her breath while admiring the pale pink roses outside the window. The day after graduation, my father drove me directly to Boonville. He convinced the nuns to accept me straight away into their program. I was top of the class in the U.S. Cadet Corps. She glances toward him with a crooked smile. He reciprocates a surprised expression, raising one eyebrow with a soft grin. May's frail heart flutters with palpitations, attempting to assimilate whether she is imagining his presence in the room. She feels a connection with him in a way she cannot describe. However, the various medications forced down her throat daily leads to second guessing. Turning back to the window, May lets her words drift to an inaudible whisper as she focuses on the memory she struggles to see clearly. Certain days, thoughts are just flickers and flashes of time. On occasion, she can make a few recollections come into perspective long enough to recount the pieces of her story. A margin of error is inevitable with conjured details and probable mistakes, but this particular memory is quite lucid, picturing the beatific and radiant spirit in the chair as her Henry. And scene. So from here, I'm going to stop share for just a second. So from here, we flash back to the 40s with May and her nursing residency. And then moving into chapter 2, we meet Jean, then later Elizabeth in chapter 3. Having been introduced to the 3 characters in each of the first 3 chapters, we aren't sure where these women are in the country, how they are connected, nor are we sure who this mystery man is in the brown suit. Are they imagining his presence? Who is he to them? So I'll read one more excerpt, a little bit shorter, from chapter 3 entitled Energy. This is from Elizabeth's perspective. And Elizabeth sits on the sofa facing a black Steinway and Sons baby grand piano in the vast and beautifully decorated lobby. She stares at the instrument, running her eyes up and down the ivory keys, hearing notes in her head as if playing a masterpiece. Afraid to embarrass herself, she never ventures over to it, even if she is alone at this late morning. Growing up without a piano disabled her chances of becoming a virtuoso. I could have been a great many things, she speaks in a soft tone. As a child and into adulthood, she loved to draw. With a sense of spatial logic came the joy of working with her hands and painting, chalking, or imitating images captured. She may have pursued an interior design career using obsessive compulsive tendencies in space, linear judgment, and precision. Inherent from both parents' overt display of passion, life as a politician would enable fighting intense battles for justice. An analytical eye also drove exploration of diverse rocks, the stars, the moon, always studying details intensely to read further into the origin of each mineral or vast landscape of the star set. What she truly desired was to be a pianist, capable of simply running her fingers across the keys, anticipating what would flow next. Elizabeth dreamt of creating great works and compositions encompassing the beauty of Chopin or Beethoven, but with the hands of Rachmaninoff or Liszt. Yes, but you are also beautiful just as you are, the unknown man claims. Still wearing his brown suit, he crosses the room to the piano. He sits on the glossy bench facing her and expresses a breathtaking smile and wink before turning to play. Elizabeth looks at him in shock, recognizing his talent and the piece within the first notes. It is significant, yet she cannot recall why. Her heart races in her chest while gazing at this man. Who is he? She's frustrated by the questions. As the music continues on, Elizabeth relaxes and drifts with it, seeing vague scenes flash in her mind. Peering down at her soft, smooth hands, she notices a wedding ring and closes her eyes.